No, I think it will always be very volatile unless they create a mechanism so that the price is more relative to a currency. And I don't know if that'll ever happen, because I don't know if the central banks and governments of the world will ever really want a mechanism like Bitcoin to be the true currency, because they can't inflate it the way they inflate other currencies. So there's always going to be this fight from governments, because governments want to just spend their way out of problems. And with Bitcoin as a legitimate currency, they couldn't, because there's only going to be 21 million ever. So they couldn't just inflate. So I don't know if that'll ever change unless there's some kind of uprising, unless people they just become fed up with the way our money is devalued and it's worth nothing. I don't know if that'll ever happen. But the volatility on the day-to-day is really the only thing holding Bitcoin back from being a currency. And I don't know if it'll ever change, but I think as an investment, it doesn't really matter. I think it's an investment that people should have.
In the long term, whether or not it's going to happen in our generation or not, what then do you think?
I mean, when you talk about a hedge, to answer your question, a hedge should be something that is more stable, it's more secure. Real estate, gold, these are things that have a limited supply and steadily go up over time. Bitcoin, it shouldn't be thought of as a hedge. It should be thought of as a explosive growth potential for your retirement. So it's not really a hedge today. So it's just a different type of investment. Well, I think that investors will eventually, Bitcoin will hit 500,000 or 1 million, and by that point, people will be able to use that Bitcoin to buy items. So they'll be using it as a currency, but on a day-to-day, will it be the main currency? I don't think so. I don't think the way our structure is across the world, it's just these governments want to inflate, create bonds, and put more money out in circulation. So I think it's really it's an investment for people that are looking for that risky pile. I believe that everybody should have a 10% risky investment pile, and cryptocurrencies should fall into that, where this is where you take some of that money you're investing, you have it in stocks and bonds, real estate and everything. You take 10%, you take a chance. And either taking that chance is, investing in a startup, or investing in crypto, or maybe starting a business or whatever. But this is your risky pile. Cryptocurrency should be in your risky pile. No, I don't. I don't think in my lifetime that'll happen.
In your children's lifetime?
Maybe in my children's lifetime it could happen. I want to say that this is where we're going. I want to believe it, but our governments are powerful and manipulative, and it doesn't give them the power to manipulate the way they want. That's the problem.
When time comes when the leaders of the countries already come from generations now, when they do not know a world without crypto, when they have that frame of mind, do you think it'll be possible?
As Americans, we're fixated on one currency, whereas before the euro, to just kind of do an analogy, people who lived in Europe were very comfortable with multiple currencies, because to go from England to Amsterdam to Spain could be a short train ride. So whereas here, we think of everything within the United States, which is a huge country, so we aren't as familiar with these multiple currency systems. I just think that crypto will be part of the currencies that we're using. It'll just be more normal that there's, people can accept different payment options. And I think people are hesitant, even at Bitcoin at hitting 60,000, the majority of Bitcoin holders are not people that want to sell. They see the value. So that's the other main issue, is that you can't have a currency that doesn't have enough circulation either. So that you need to be able to have something that a lot of people can get access to. And if those holders are long-time holders and they've found ways already to make money by lending, so they don't even have to sell. So I think that's one of the big issues. The other issue would be taxes. To make it a currency, all these big time, long time holders would they'd have significant taxes on their gains. And most of them don't want to take those. They don't want to pay those taxes. So they would have to release or create a system where these taxes on those gains were not so onerous. Otherwise, they're just going to hold. So there's fundamental issues with it right now. But we're only, 11 years in, 12 years in. It's early. I mean, in the euro's only, 16 or 17 years old. Now maybe it's a little bit older at this point. But, new currencies can come. It's just, there's got to be some serious fundamental changes. Hi, this is Colin Plume, President of Noble Gold Investments. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below or hit the link. Happy to get you a lot of good free information. Thanks so much.